Hey guys, welcome back to another episode on the 75 Chevy Blazer. So if you can remember in the last episode, we got all of the rust on the driver's side pretty much all the way patched up. We do have to do some small patches in the rear, but we're gonna be doing that today. Not only that, we're gonna be attacking this passenger side and we're gonna be finishing up all of the metalwork on this side. We pretty much have to do the exact same thing as what we did on the driver's side, which is replace the inner rocker, replace the footwell patch, and then go underneath, replace the brace, and then I have to replace some of the floor on this as well. And then once that is finished, the truck is pretty much ready to get sent out and get blasted. We're gonna be waiting to throw the rockers on and also the rocker boxes, just because I wanna get all of that sandblasted and coated. So hopefully by the end of this episode, the Blazer body should pretty much be ready for sandblasting, and then it'll be ready to come off the frame and go on the rotisserie. It is August 2nd right now, and the goal is to get the Blazer coated and back on the frame by the end of this month. So we got a lot of work to do, but I really think we can do it, so let's get started. Okay, so like I said, what I'm actually gonna start with is I'm gonna start patching this piece right here. They actually do not make this piece. I tried to order it, but they just don't make it. So I'm gonna have to cut these ugly patches out that I did before, and we're gonna build some pieces that look really nice and weld them in there. And then we also have to fix this piece right here that I completely butchered. And it goes right here, slides in, and then the edge of the quarter welds to it. So we're gonna get that patched and then get this patched, and then that'll pretty much finish up this side. Then we'll jump to the other side and start doing the rust repair over there. Okay, so got this piece patched in, and then also had to repair that inner brace right there. I'm not gonna weld onto the outside until we have our quarter on. That way we know exactly where that flange is supposed to sit. And then Mike is almost done doing the patch on the inner wheel well. So now I'm gonna jump onto the passenger side. I'm going to get the inner rocker all the way cut off, and then also the footwell cut off. That way we can replace both of them and then work our way backwards. Okay, so I got the inner rocker all tacked into place. It's final welded back here. I'm actually gonna final weld it right now. I also got the floor patch right there. And then around back, Mike got this outer wheel well piece, which was completely rotted away, replaced. And then we also started the patch on where the fuel door used to be. We're actually gonna be doing something pretty cool with this, and I'm really excited to share with you guys. But that will be after we get this back from blasting. So I'm gonna finish welding the front right now, and then I'm gonna work on getting the kick panel installed and final welded in. Okay, after a couple of hours, I got this inner rocker all the way in, welded. All the welds are ground. Also got that floor patch done. So now what is left is I have this inner footwell piece that I have to do. And then we have to get the floor brace in, just like on the other side. And then once that is finished, we're gonna move to the rear and we're gonna do the same patches just like we did on the other side here. And then we're gonna have to take this piece off and repair this and then re-weld it back on. But I'm exhausted. Mike already took off, so I'm pretty much ready to go. But I think that's pretty much it for me today. It's about 100 degrees and I am exhausted. So gonna come back next week, finish up all these little patches here, and then also finish up patching the fuel door. And then we're also going to move to the rear, patch the floor here, and then do these patches here and here. But you can see it's coming along. Michael also got this piece right here all the way finished, and it looks super nice. So we are getting pretty close to blast. So I will see you guys next week when we finish up all the rest of the metalwork. Okay, so next week, and I'm back to work on the Blazer. First things first, what I'm gonna tackle is I'm gonna get this footwheel cut and put in place right here. It welds over the top of that. And then after that, I'm going to prep the area underneath where my floor brace sits, drill all the holes in my floor brace, get that pretty much all the way squared away, and then we're gonna get that welded in. It goes right here. So I'm hoping to have this blasted in the next episode. So we still got a lot of work to do, but we are cruising. So I'm gonna get that knocked out and then show you what's next. Okay, that footwell piece is all the way welded in. Got all these spot welds on the side done and then the back welded. So we're pretty much ready to go underneath. We gotta clean up everything and drill all the holes in this, get this prepped, and get this floor brace installed. Okay, I finally got that floor brace in. Took me about as long as the other one. But now the hardest part of this Blazer is pretty much finished on both sides. So front is completely done, the underneath at least, and now we're gonna work our way back. So this is the next problem area that we have. You can see there's a little bit of rust breaking through right here, those huge globbery welds right there. I'm gonna completely cut this patch out and we are going to re-weld in a new patch just like we did on the other side. And then you can also see right here, this piece is rotted as well, just like the other side. So we have to cut this off, fix this bracket, and then weld it back on. So what I'm gonna do first is I actually have to get to this bracket to cut it off so I can repair the back side of this. So I'm gonna cut this lower quarter piece off. We're gonna cut this quarter brace off, and then we're gonna patch this first, repair the quarter brace, get it welded back on, and then we are pretty much finished with this area. So let's get started. Okay, so that patch is in. I just have to fix this brace piece right here, and then that will get welded in. And while I'm doing that, Mike almost has the fuel door completely fabricated up. He's gonna weld that in right now. While I'm waiting on the welder to finish up that piece up there, Mike almost has this one in right here. I'm gonna start on these back bed floor pieces right here. I did these patches when I first started, and I think this was actually the first thing I did to the Blazer. Now I'm gonna cut them off and we're gonna patch the floor in and make it look a little bit better. Okay, so I got the top of the bedside cut off, and I actually did this patch when I first started. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna cut all this out, get the new piece welded in, and then cut the floor, and we're gonna get the floor welded in on this side and then jump to that side. Mike also finished up the fuel door, so now we have to do this patch right here because we're moving the fuel door to the tail light. So gonna get that patched up, and that'll pretty much finish up the metalwork on the rear of this Blazer. Okay, so now that I got that lower brace completely repaired, you can see it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. It was a little wide over here, so it took me a little bit to weld that. But now what I'm gonna do is treat this top side, and then I'm gonna get this trimmed and cut and pretty much build this piece right here, and then we'll get that folded down, welded on, and then this will pretty much be done. We'll jump over to that side next. Okay, check this out. This is why I try to keep as much original sheet metal as possible, because this is a new bed floor that I got for this truck. And if you see, it lines up okay, good here, and then look. And now we are way off. So I cut the same amount of slits in this thinking it would fit, and I am an inch short on the end. So what I'm gonna have to do now is I'm probably just gonna slit it right here, use this because this lines up okay. I'll slide this over, see if I can get this to line up with this part, and then we'll throw a patch right in the middle of that. Okay, that took me forever. I was probably 2 hours just on this piece alone. I had to cut it up into 3 sections, modify it, bend it, smooth it out, make it fit. But overall, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I think it's gonna look really good. The funny thing is you're never gonna see this. Carpet's gonna go over this. You're never gonna see it, but I'm doing it right, so I may as well do it the correct way. So now that this part is finished, before I end the video today, I'm gonna jump over here and I'm gonna finish installing, I guess, fixing this piece right here, and then we're going to get it welded on right here, and that will pretty much finish up this whole front section. And then all we have left to do in the next video is just this rear corner, and that's it. Okay, I finally finished up this patch right here. So now the entire front of the Blazer is pretty much done. Like I said, in the next episode, we are going to pretty much finish off the little metalwork that we have to do before we send this out to blast. So we got to finish up these couple little things back here. And then we may do our patch for our vintage air up front in the firewall, but we'll finish all that in the next episode. And then I think in the next episode as well, we're gonna get this thing blasted and back here in the shop. So it's gonna be pretty cool to show you guys that process. So thanks so much for tuning into this video on my 75 Blazer restoration, and stay tuned for the next one. It's gonna be sweet. Peace out.